Welcome to *r/marriage*, a place for sharing the for better and for worse of marriage. Our next Reddit post is from Sophia *. My husband has a severe porn addiction. Should I leave? I'm at a crossroads and need objective feedback about how / if I can move forward with my husband. We have been married for 8 months and have a 9-month-old child together. He is suffering with a severe porn addiction that I've known about. I, a 28-year-old woman, and my now husband, a 31-year-old man, have been together for 3 years. Our relationship is extremely fun, goofy, loving, practically picture perfect. I love him to the ends of the earth and beyond. However, his porn use has been a consistent issue throughout our relationship. Before I found out I was pregnant, I caught him viewing porn and hiding it. It was our agreement from the beginning that porn made me very uncomfortable and he needs to tell me if he uses it. He agreed wholeheartedly. After I caught him using it, I called him out and he lied and dodged. Eventually he admitted to it and promised to stop. 6 months later, a random girl messaged me with screenshots of their sexting conversation, bless her. At that point I had had enough and we almost ended things. He swore up and down he would change, was even suicidal, and admitted he has a porn addiction. He started therapy, attending Sex Addicts Anonymous meetings, going to church, journaling, everything. He deleted certain social media apps and I decided to give him one more chance. 3 months later I find out I'm pregnant. I was pretty unsure about the relationship at this point, so I was initially terrified. But he was so excited and supportive, and I knew he's always wanted a family. We talk in depth about it all and we agree that he needs to keep up his addiction recovery while also transitioning to starting a family. I felt good with his progress. I had my daughter several months later, and I come to find out he's been watching porn again behind my back, the entire time. He just got very good at hiding it to the point I had no idea, and I check his phone pretty often. He went great lengths to hide it, including deleting history and putting his underwear in the washer after masturbating so I wouldn't find semen stains. I truly believed getting married and having a baby and all of the individual work he did changed him. I'm at a loss. It cut so deep, the lying. He has temporarily moved out and is back in Sex Addicts Anonymous, working on the 12-step program, seeing a certified sex addiction therapist, attending church, and has sworn up and down this is the catalyst for his permanent change that he's going to prioritize and work on for the rest of his life. It all seems too late though. This pain is just unbearable. I know it has nothing to do with me, but wow. I promised myself I wouldn't raise my daughter in a broken home as I grew up with divorced parents, so the pressure to make this work is present. Part of me wants to see if he can make the necessary changes, but part of me doesn't believe he truly will, given his pattern of lies. Porn addiction is so hard to beat. Am I completely wasting my time? As part of his full disclosure that I asked him to write, he told me he has had sex with a prostitute in his past and also physically cheated on his ex on 3 separate occasions. Also, the job I thought laid him off a year ago was him getting fired for watching porn at work. The honesty was refreshing, but I also feel numb to it all. It didn't even hurt to hear, does someone like this get better? People say the right answers will come to you from the universe, and maybe that's true, but I feel alone and need to hear from people who have lived this firsthand. What did you do? What did you regret? I just need some help. Thank you so much. Yes, he can get better, but here is the thing. Therapy, Sex Addicts Anonymous, it's not one and done. That is something he will always need. Remind yourself and him that it's like any other addiction, a battle that will go uphill and downhill. The key here is communication. The next Reddit post is from Charlotte. He doesn't want to work on our marriage but doesn't want to move forward with separation either. What do I do? I posted here recently about the issues in my marriage and got a lot of helpful advice. There's been a small update, but honestly I'm even more confused now. My husband says we're separated and heading toward divorce, so he believes he can smoke weed, watch pornographers, and do whatever he wants, even though those things go against the boundaries and agreements we had from the beginning of our relationship. However, he also tells me he still loves me and that I can reach out to him whenever I need him. I still love him too, and part of me is still willing to try. But when I asked if he wanted to try counseling, he said no. Then, when I prepared a separation agreement for us to review, he also refused and said it isn't important to him right now. That's what confuses me. If we're separated enough that the boundaries of our marriage no longer apply, why won't he take any steps toward actually ending the marriage? I feel stuck in limbo. He doesn't want to work on the marriage, but he also doesn't want to deal with the separation. Meanwhile, I feel like I'm the only one trying to move things in either direction. At this point, would you stop initiating altogether and let his actions speak for themselves? Edit, just to clarify, we're pursuing a no-fault divorce. We have no children, and under our state's law, we need to remain separated for at least 6 months and have a written separation agreement to qualify for the 6-month route. That's why I'm trying to get the agreement sorted out now. I'm not waiting for him to decide my life for me. I'm trying to take the practical steps needed to move forward, but he won't engage with that either. He wants all benefits of being single but still keep you around for emotional support. You are not stuck, he is just comfortable and you let him be comfortable. The next Reddit post is from Isabella. Falling out of love with my husband. Is this a healthy mindset? My husband, a 35-year-old man, and I, a 33-year-old woman, have been married for 5 years, together for 11 years. I was 22 when I met him and had our first child at 24. My life since then has revolved into being a mother and wife, and I used to make life revolve around being good at both. I came from a broken family, and I was so determined that I will have a good and happy marriage. I don't have a good relationship with my mom and none at all with my father since I was a child. I realize that the way my male-centered mother, who have always put me down and made me a people-pleasing person, has shaped who I am and how I also am as a wife. I feel so angry at everyone, and I know this is part of healing. I hate that I feel trapped in a marriage where I am just a role and not a person. I feel like my husband likes me as a wife for as long as I do what is expected of me, but I don't really have a voice in our marriage. I am also very anxious and sensitive around his moods as it sets the tone for our day as a family. I hate that I got married before I learned things about myself and had my frontal lobe developed before marriage. I would have chosen a different path. I am not sure if my husband loves me. Some days I feel like he cares about outside appearances more. I always tell him that he is the kindest and most considerate to others than me and our son. This sickens me. Every day I get more and more annoyed by him and his controlling ways. I don't even like being in the same room. I find that I am not as attentive as I used to be and has lost all joy in cooking and catering to him. I think for the sake of our son, I will be okay staying because he is a good father. He is an okay provider because the bills are paid, but he hates working and tries to get off work as much as he can, and he is also an okay friend. He listens sometimes, but most of the time I am white noise to him. I think I am able to tolerate not being loved the way I used to crave because I am not as in love with him as I used to, and I take it as a good sign because mentally and emotionally it helps. I am sad that I will never know true companionship, but I have seen my mom put men before me and I will not do that to my child. Summary: falling out of love with husband but willing to stay for child. Interesting one. Look, what you are describing may not be simply falling out of love. It may be the collapse of an identity you built around pleasing others, preserving a family image, and avoiding the pain you witnessed in childhood. Your anger is revealing where you have abandoned yourself, but anger alone is not healing. Healing begins when you stop making your husband, your mother, or your past entirely responsible for the life you are now living, and start identifying where you have not spoken clearly, set boundaries, asked for change, or acted in alignment with your own values. Staying for your son is not automatically noble, and leaving is not automatically selfish. Children learn relationships by observing them. If he watches one parent control the emotional atmosphere while the other becomes silent, resentful, and disconnected, he may internalize that as love. A household that remains intact but emotionally divided can still shape a child deeply. At the same time, resentment can distort perception. When you focus only on what your husband takes from you, you may overlook what the relationship has taught you, provided, or forced you to develop. This does not excuse controlling behavior or emotional neglect. It helps you move from feeling trapped to seeing choices. Before deciding that companionship is unavailable to you, become a companion to yourself. Clarify what you value, what treatment you will accept, what responsibilities belong to you, and what changes are essential. Communicate those changes directly and calmly. Observe whether your husband is willing to participate in creating a more balanced marriage. Do not confuse emotional numbness with freedom. Detachment can temporarily protect you, but it can also postpone an honest decision. Your task is not to preserve a marriage at any cost, nor to destroy it in anger. Your task is to see it clearly, own your part, establish your voice, and choose from wisdom rather than fear. You are not only a wife or mother. You are an individual responsible for creating a life that demonstrates self-respect, accountability, and emotional maturity to your son. That was our /B best of Redditor updates. And if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single